video, I just want to say, so this video is actually from May of 2020, so it's been a hot second. But actually it kind of works out perfectly that it took me long to finally edit this since the show's coming out. So I hope you guys enjoy my thoughts on It's Not Summer Without You. So I hope you guys enjoy. Hey guys! So today I'm going to be doing a reading vlog for the first time, and I'm going to be reading It's Not Summer Without You for the Shrek-a-thon. I am so excited to read this book. I just read The Summer I Turned Pretty for Desert-a-thon, and that was a great time, so I'm really hoping this one is fun as well. I'm a little confused why they decided that Belly and Conrad would be together when it definitely wasn't totally established in the first book, but then they're broken up. I'm a little like, that's kind of weird. But now, as it turns out, they kissed, but like there wasn't any commitment. So that's certainly interesting, and it's like, I mean, I don't know what else is going to happen. It's only page 11, but it's like, what exactly are we dealing with here? But yeah. Okay, I want to know something. So she was just describing that Taylor was shimmying. Now what do you guys think that means? Like, I really don't know what to picture. Like, maybe it's whole hip swaying thing, or it could be like scraying. I don't really know. I know it doesn't matter, but I'm a little curious whenever I see shimmying. Like, it's not like she's doing that. No, probably not. No. So Belly was talking about the fact that her mom is basically just doing work, being a workaholic, because obviously Susanna was her best friend, and now that she's gone, she's definitely grieving her. And that's totally fine, but it seems to be that she's only doing work, she's not eating, pretty much, and she doesn't seem to have any concept of time. Like, she doesn't even know it's 4th of July weekend. And basically Steven, obviously Belly's brother, and Belly, they both are going to the grocery store doing things, and it keeps on being that Belly wants to keep her mom company. So I can totally understand, and I definitely would probably do the same thing, definitely trying to cope, but I draw the line when you're a parent. Like, what about those parents where they lose their spouse and like the kids lose their either mom or dad? There's never a time where anyone accepts that you aren't caring for the kids. Yes, they're older, they're teenagers, but you still have to take care of the kids. And of course yourself. Like, she's really not taking care of herself. So, yeah, like, I don't think this is good. And of course, like, the perfect example is the Hunger Games. Obviously, we all know Katniss's mom took it really hard when the dad died, and everyone knows she was a neglectful mom who obviously was grieving, but we all know that was definitely not a good decision as a parent. Like, everyone knows that. So I'm definitely feeling sorry for her, and I'm feeling sorry for the mom that, like, that's what's going on with her at the moment. Obviously, it's only been 2 months since Susanna died, but at the same time, you still have to prioritize your kids. Like, I definitely do both. Care for your kids and still grieve. Like, you gotta do both. You can't just, I'm gonna cope by basically putting all my energy into work. Like, she has to take care of herself and she has to take care of her kids. So Belly insults Taylor, and of course Taylor's like, I can't believe you just said that to me. And then Taylor fires back at Belly, and she's like, I can't believe she just said that to me. Guys, stop hurting each other. But what's interesting about this book so far is that Taylor is being a good friend. Like, in the first book, she was definitely not being a good friend. She was just like, I'm going to be with all these guys, I'm going to get their attention, and basically Belly was all on her own. But in this one, all Taylor's trying to do is trying to help her friend out and like provide a little bit of distraction. Like, obviously, it's only been 2 months since Susanna died, and then also the fact that Conrad and Belly, they aren't together anymore. And apparently, because I read a little bit further, apparently they didn't have an official relationship, but they'd been together basically from August to May. That's a pretty long time. But then things changed, they broke up, or whatever the situation was, because Belly made it clear nothing was official, nothing was like set in stone, but yeah, like it was pretty serious. But she's grieving both Susanna's death and the fact that she and Conrad, who knows if they even talk? It doesn't seem like they talk at all, and obviously they're broken up. And she's grieving both of those. And then Taylor calls her out on it, and she gets mad at her. She's like, I'm mad, but it's true. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I can see both sides where it's like, hey, you gotta let me grieve, you gotta let me deal with things. But I also understand Taylor, where it's like, hey, you gotta get back to normal. You can't be doing this all the time. So I can definitely see both sides. Like I said, for the mom, do both. Like, yes, of course, you can't just forget about Susanna and Conrad and everything, but you also have to start getting back to normal and doing normal things, like enjoy this party and everything. But I do have to say, when Belly just, while everyone was partying and everything, she just went to the trampoline and was chilling on her own. Relatable! Too many times when me and my family go to the 4th of July party, yeah, I'm just chilling on the trampoline and doing my own thing, chilling with the dog. I'm not really like coping with these adults and then younger kids. Nah. And then how about the fact that it was Cam, it was Conrad, now it's Corey. What is with the C names? Like, obviously she only likes Conrad. She liked Cam and then she was over Cam, and this Corey guy she doesn't even like. But seriously, Jenny Han, come up with a little bit different of names. Like, 3 guys all into her, 3 C's. Like, really? Whatever. Man, that got intense. So it's kind of hard to tell exactly what's going on. So like the funeral happened, and now it's like after the funeral. I can't tell if it's supposed to be the same day or not. But anyway, they're at the house. They're still having their nice clothes on. So it has to be right after the funeral. So right after the funeral, they're at the house. You know, all the people that were at the funeral are there and everything. And Belly goes downstairs to get some food for Conrad because he's down there. And then she sees that he is with this girl, and all that's really happening is he has his head on this other girl's lap, and, you know, he's like touching the other girl's leg, and the other girl is touching his hair. You know, like, obviously it's an intimate thing, but it's not like they're kissing or something. And obviously Belly and Conrad already broke up, and so then she gets mad, and Conrad follows after her, and she just blows up on him. She says, go to hell, and it gets crazy, and like, you know, you can tell it's definitely hurt him, and she really wishes she didn't say it. And then he throws back at her, and he's like, oh, I knew this would happen. I knew if I started something with you, you would act like a kid. Which is like the biggest thing that was in the first book, where she just wanted to be treated like a person. That's why it's called The Summer I Turned Pretty. Like, she was treated as a girl, as a human being, not just a little kid, you know? As a grown-up, as like a person who does have maturity, but now it's regressing back to that. And then she gets mad at him. She knows she did wrong, but she still gets mad at him, so she throws back, I hate you, and he's like, good. And it's like, wow, that got pretty intense. Like, I know, like, they're both grieving and it's rough, but it's like, oh man. Like, I mean, go to hell is such a term that, like, is so, it's kind of desensitizing these days, but, like, I'm sure in that situation, the guy's mom just died. They're having the funeral, you know, and everything, and that's what she says to him. It is kind of like, oh man. But yeah, that was pretty like, really, girl? Wow. But yeah, like, they were both not the nicest to each other, but clearly Belly was harder than Conrad was, but yeah. So the last part of the summary seems to be happening now, because Jeremiah has just called Belly and told her that Conrad is gone. Jeremiah is asking Belly for help, and Belly is like, of course I can help. My problem is she's saying, oh, I can make things right with Conrad. I can do this, I can do that. Now that's fine and everything. You definitely had to make things right after you blew up on him on one of the worst days of his life, on the day of his mother's funeral. Like, that was super bad, and obviously she's got to make up for it. I just find it a little selfish of her to be thinking that when it's like, Conrad is gone. He intentionally left. Like, maybe just focus on helping Jeremiah, doing the right thing, finding Conrad. Like, it does not, I just find it a little unbelievable of her to just be thinking, yes, I can do this. Of course, I'm sure she's still feeling that way of, yes, I have to find Conrad, it's the right thing to do. I gotta help Jeremiah. But still, I just find that to be a little uncool, uncalled for. I don't like that. I'm really liking this whole dual perspective thing. Like, Jeremiah's perspective is great. Like, I really like it. And then this whole thing where Belly has been complaining about the fact that Conrad really didn't reach out to her, and it sounds like once they broke up, he didn't interact with her, from what I can tell. And then Jeremiah is talking about the fact that he was really mad at Belly for some time. Part of it had to do with the fact that obviously Belly had picked Conrad over him, but also the fact that after his mom straight up died, she hardly contacted him, reached out to him, like a couple of emails, a couple texts, but basically nothing. And yeah, it's just something you don't even think about, the fact that she kind of has a one-track mind where she really only thinks about Conrad. Now, obviously, the whole fact that she's grieving Susanna, but also you could definitely tell a lot of it has to do with Conrad, and Jeremiah is making that very clear. And that's definitely interesting, definitely get the other side of things, something you didn't even think about. And it's also cool to see what Jeremiah was thinking when she first saw the boys, the first start for The Summer I Turned Pretty. That's definitely interesting. And then this whole thing where I really wasn't thinking of Jeremiah as like a love interest. Like, I knew from the summary of The Summer I Turned Pretty that he was there. But yeah, like, they really didn't put anything into the story story being like, oh yeah, there's something going on for Jeremiah and Belly. Like, obviously, we find out later in the book that Jeremiah does like Belly, and Belly really doesn't like Jeremiah. She only likes him as a friend, and she picks Conrad, whatever. It's interesting to see how Jeremiah came to fall for her, maybe even love her. Yeah, it's definitely cool to see that, and I think probably the reason this is happening, the whole dual perspective thing, probably is that we're going to see some aspect where it is that there is some push for Belly and Jeremiah to get together, but who knows? We'll see. You know, it's been pretty fun so far. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye!